out for a while, but a lot of people want to know what I think of the latest baseball movie, Moneyball, starring Brad Pitt and, of course, Jonah Hill, and, well, pretty much all the players on the Oakland A's and, of course, New York Yankees. Moneyball is something different compared to a lot of other baseball movies. I mean, it's like, how many other baseball movies have you seen? How many do exist? You know, a lot of them mostly take place on the field. This one is a lot different compared to all the others that you've seen. This one focuses more on, like, what goes on between the general manager and, of course, the managers and all the players, like the relation between them, of how it interferes with their overall gameplay and everything, of how they perform in the game. And being that it's about the Oakland A's, and yes, you could tell I'm obviously not an Oakland A's fan, I'm obviously a Yankee fan, but seriously, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you are not Oakland A's fans. Even though at the beginning of the movie, opening credits, it, you know, shows the 2001 playoffs where the Yankees beat the Oakland A's. And yeah, obviously I was cheering like, yeah, you know, Yankees are winning, but obviously it doesn't go along with the theme of the movie, and that's the downside of the movie itself. You know, you hate to root for the team that's in this movie, and which is, you know, all the focus is on in this particular film itself, which is all about Brad Pitt being the general manager, you know, working with all the player trades and everything. And obviously I knew Giambi and Damon eventually ended up on the Yankees at one point. I was like, yeah, Giambi, yeah, Damon. So, and it focuses on how the Oakland A's are obviously comparing to the Yankees money-wise. I mean, everybody knows the Yankees are a high-rolling baseball team, and the Oakland A's are obviously low budget, and it shows how they work around money deficits on getting great players, even though they've lost two of the greatest players, Damon and Giambi, as I mentioned before. And I think it does a great job, you know, in presentation-wise, all the great views of what goes on in the locker rooms. It's almost like, you know, you wonder what goes on behind the scenes of a game. It's almost like watching a bonus feature of a movie. You know, you always wonder what goes on behind these things. And this is something that's like, you don't see very often. And I think it does a great job. For those of you who don't like this kind of movie that with a lot of talking and stuff, I don't blame you. It's not really for everybody. You know, for people that enjoy simply watching the games in the movie, like Fever Pitch or Pride of the Yankees or Rookie of the Year or such, you know, those movies are for you, but these are for people who enjoy and get really into the game itself, what goes on around the whole leagues and everything. I mean, it talks about more than the Oakland A's themselves. It talks about the Yankees, of course, as I mentioned. It talks about the Red Sox. It talks about other teams that you may notice in the movie. I mean, you got to really see the movie for yourself to really get your own genuine impression of what you really think. I didn't think much of seeing this movie at first, you know, not because I'm not an Oakland A's fan, but being that, you know, I didn't know what to expect, and I pretty much got what I expected. I mean, you enjoy it for what it is. Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill, yes, I could definitely say they were fantastic. I mean, there's no doubt that this movie is one of the best of the year, and a lot of people wondering why I didn't include it on my top 10 list. It's because I didn't really know much about this movie until like a month before it came out. You know, I mean, there hasn't really been too many baseball movies out lately that I saw in the theaters. And this, I could say it was a pretty good treat for me. So, without further ado, yes, it was great. And, you know, you have to really see it for yourself to really give your own expressional opinion. It's not really predictable in its own sense, but it's definitely one of the best I've seen so far of the year. It's definitely a must-go, and I believe it does have a DVD release for, I think, January 10th of next year. Unless the world ends. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, great movie. I would definitely check it out. I don't think it's in theaters anymore at this point, but I just wanted to give you my own impression of what I thought of it. And yes, I thought it was great. Definitely deserving of a rockin' 2-year emotes up. If I had the Wii Motion Pluses, I would give it a lot higher, but it's really that good, believe me. So, till next time, keep watching.